What's good, y'all? I've got some huge buffs for Jinx that might not be immediately apparent. It's a lot more than just a couple of stat boosts, although those do help, obviously. It comes in the form of a lot of different things, like the moves, the way that the moves interact with the abilities, and also the fact that Ice actually has resistances in this hack. Ice type resists ground, flying, dragon, and ice, so Jinx now resists those four types, as well as Psychic. I believe those are all its resistances, so it has 6, which is actually really good. Even from having 2 resists to 6. I believe that's all right. Let me actually quickly check myself. But yeah, if you are a new viewer here, by the way, please check out that Google Sheet linked right down below in the description. You can check out all 600 plus move buffs and changes. I'm not exaggerating when I say 600 plus. There are so many move changes and buffs in this hack, and I've organized them all in great detail on that Google Sheet linked in the description. As you can see right here, it says search all moves here. There's a whole Google Sheet tab on the actual main Google Sheet dedicated to the moves, and you can click these categories. It'll navigate you to the sections for all these, different effects and types. Or honestly, if you're totally new here, I would recommend just scrolling. Just reading and scrolling, and learning as you go. You'll probably eventually start getting a feel for it and being able to understand the moves and what they all do a lot quicker because of that. So yeah, please do give that a look. But with that being said, yeah, Jinx has some sick new tools. I don't see it any faster than base 95, so I didn't boost the speed up. However, well, it can actually take physical hits now, especially because of its new resistances. But on the special side, it's actually really tanky. It's also a lot stronger, and Dry Skin gives it a nice immunity as well to water. In this ROM hack, every Pokemon is balanced to have 2 abilities to switch between with an infinite use ability capsule. So in this case, you're using Serene Grace, and then when you see that there's a water type move or a water type Pokemon you want to switch in on, you can use Dry Skin. You can also use Dry Skin in the rain. Rain is buffed and all weather is buffed in the sense that not only do more Pokemon have the setting abilities, but also it's viable without the setting abilities because you have access to buffed damp, rock, and all that stuff. There's a bunch of other Hell Dead buffs, by the way, and all of those are really important as well. So I would recommend giving those a look on the Google Sheet as well. But yeah, the damp rock being buffed means you can rain dance and then parting shot into your Jinx, and then you can substitute with Dry Skin, and you can get a lot of HP, and you can also use Weather Ball for that water type boosted Weather Ball, or you can just use Water Pulse, which always drops attack and special attack alongside moves like Aurora Beam and Disarming Voice and Dismal Cry. All of those moves will drop the attack and special attack and Ominous Wind, so you have like 6 moves that always drop attack and special attack and deal damage at the same time, so that's all really great. But some of the most important buffs and changes for Jinx later in the game. Obviously, Scarf Jinx in general is just good, right? Like for certain boss fights, you slap the Scarf on it, you outspeed something, you kill it. It's strong. It can switch in on a lot of special attacks. It's got a great special defense stat. You can even run Assault Vest for certain boss fights to take certain hits. You can run it under Psychic Surge if you have a Psychic Surge ally. That also makes it immune to one of the most common priority moves in the game, and First Impression, which obviously will destroy it otherwise. But Jinx really appreciates, if you can see here on screen, it says exclusive moves, Revelation Dance with Serene Grace. So there's, maybe a decent handful of Serene Grace Revelation Dance Pokemon, and what that will do is, normally it's a 50% boost, right? 50% chance to boost your special attacks. That works like Fiery Dance used to in Vanilla. So with Serene Grace, that's guaranteed. So Choice Scarf, Ice type, 90 base power, Revelation Dance, boom, like that's an amazing cleaner. Obviously, you're still forced out by First Impression and stuff, but it's a great Pokemon nonetheless because of that Revelation Dance. And a bunch of other useful things that Serene Grace can do. Obviously, you can try to freeze hack stuff, but that's not highly inconsistent. Also, Mystical Fire. I forgot to mention earlier, that's another move that also drops attack and special attack. So you've got Mystical Fire, Disarming Voice, Dismal Cry, Water Pulse, and Aurora Beam. So that's a lot of moves that do, and Water Pulse. I don't know if I said that already. But back on topic, yeah, tons of other Serene Grace stuff that you can do. Special defense drops with stuff like Focus Blast and Aura Sphere, Para Hacks, and it's just got a bunch of useful stuff. But the most consistent ones are Moonblast with a 60% chance to drop special attack, Signal Beam and Dazzling Gleam with a 50% chance to boost special attack with Serene Grace, which is very good for earlier in the game and also just for coverage. And then that Revelation Dance is obviously insane at level 45, which is, kind of around the time you might notice. I mean, Jinx is never going to fall off. It's a especially bulky Pokemon. It's got great dual stabs. It's strong. It's got good abilities, and then that water immunity is super useful, especially on an ice and psychic type, which, like I said earlier in the video, now has 6 resistances. So with that Dry Skin, it has so many switching opportunities now. You can easily get it on the field, which is good. That's a really important thing in a difficult ROM hack like this. Getting Pokemon on the field is half of the work. Although honestly, with the addition of Volt Switch and Parting Shot on like every Pokemon, it's not really a big deal. Speaking of, yes, Jynx does get both of those, and U-Turn as well, but not Jynx doesn't get that, but that's another switch move. Most Pokemon usually get at least one of those three. Yeah, Lunar Dance is huge. Charming Kiss is another signature exclusive move that only a few Pokemon get. Charming Kiss is a 100% accurate sleep move that drops attack by 2 stages. So it's essentially Charm plus like Spore in one move. But there's also another move called Mesmerize, which is also another guaranteed sleep move. And there's a bunch of other, stuff like that. But sleep in the attack is reworked to always last for 2 turns. That's partially a nerf and partially a buff. I would say it's more of a buff because in this ROM hack, you don't have access to infinite, you don't have access to the movie leader until the end of the game. So a lot of your moves, like, you need to have a strong use case for them. And obviously all moves are very useful in this hack, but you're going to be deleting them as you level up, I guess. Like, you use the utility moves for a certain point and eventually you'll delete them for something else. It really depends on your personal preferences, the type of challenge run you're doing, your other teammates, whatever it may be. But yeah, what am I trying to say here? Sleep is reworked, and the reason I made it always 2 turns is for the consistency, so you don't have to worry about like Pokemon waking up. It just adds more skill to it, and then also the fact that if it was variable 1 to 3, like sleep would be kind of shit, or at least it would be like kind of unskillful in my opinion. I don't like the idea of it, having a chance to wake up in a certain turn. But yes, 2 turns means that yes, you can guarantee a nasty plot, for example. You can guarantee a Calm Mind before the opponent will wake up. With Charming Kiss, that's even better because you drop the attack, so you can also Parting Shot and go into your other teammate. You could use like Focus Sash, Charming Kiss, and have them outspeed you, take you to your Focus Sash if it's something that's going to kill you otherwise. You Charming Kiss, then you Parting Shot. Now you still have 1 full turn to set up, and the opponent in front of you has -3 attack now from that Parting Shot plus the Charming Kiss, so that's super strong. You got all types of options. You can also use Charming Kiss and then click Lunar Dance after. Lunar Dance will give you essentially works like Quiver Dance used to, right? So Quiver Dance is now special Dragon Dance, while Lunar Dance functions like Quiver Dance, so it gives you a special defense, special attack, and speed boost, so that's huge. Jynx, can swallow special hits at +1 Spadef even better, and it's much stronger and faster. You've got Perish Song for Ultra Necrozma and Totem Rabambi if you need it. Yeah, it's got so many fun things. Frost Breath works really cool in conjunction with Psycho Boost because it ignores the special attack drop, and that's almost 100 base power overall. Frost Breath, it's 97.5 with the crit, and then obviously Psycho Boost is very strong, 150 base power. You've got, Freeze Drive, great coverage, obviously. You have tons of other great coverage moves like Aura Sphere, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Energy Ball. Well, Ice Beam's not coverage, it's stab, but you get my point. Mystical Fire, Shadow Ball, I'm just listing off stuff you guys can read. Topsy Turvy is very good for totems as well. That will reverse their boost, and that is a priority move, which is mostly for the AI to abuse against you, although it is useful for totems and on the off chance that the AI will set up with the setup move, which isn't as common, but it is still nice to have as a little bit of a fail safe for specific boss fights. Charm and Befriend are very good, utility moves for earlier in the game. Smoochum is really good for early game as well. It's not that quick, but it can take special hits really well, and it's pretty strong, and it'll evolve pretty early at level 25, which is nice. So that'll evolve after Totem Rockwind, and it's also immune to water, which is nice for Totem Rockwind. For Hala, obviously you have that Psychic Stab. You don't resist fighting, and you are weak to priority moves like Bullet Punch, and you're susceptible to Mach Punch and all these other priority moves he's going to be using. But the fact that you have Psychic Terrain at level 19 right before Hala means you can click a Psychic Terrain, on the lead maybe, or where they can taunt you or whatever it is. I don't know, it depends on what the lead ends up being. But my point is, you can Psychic Terrain to mitigate the priority moves, and then you can use, Training Kiss to heal yourself. You also have priority moves in the form of Frost Flurry and Influx, which are pretty good. Those are stab priority. Your Encore, Disable, you got all types of good options as Smoochum and Jynx. So yeah, great utility Pokemon as always. I mean, every Pokemon in this hack for the most part has utility, but Jynx with those new resistances and the Spadef boost and all that stuff can really be a good bulky Pokemon because you don't have to worry about entry hazards on the special side. At least it can be bulky. And then, it's fast with a Choice Scarf or a speed boosting item or a move or, even webs if you happen to have a user of that, but that's not like super consistent because you're not guaranteed one of those and it does lock or something. Overall though, Jynx is the GOAT. Again, that Charming Kiss is crazy. I gave them a lot of crazy moves. Also, Enchantment is crazy late game as well. Again, all of these like crazy setup stuffs are heavily balanced out, I guess, by first impression existing. But if you use them under Psychic Surge, then it starts to become like, all right, this thing can sweep now. But you do need a Psychic Terrain Mon or a Psychic Surge Mon for that to be like viable late game, because you don't have a TM Psychic Terrain. But yeah, enchantment is pretty great. Enchantment gives you +1 speed. It's basically geomancy, but it only gives you +1 speed. So it's like Lunar Dance, but it gives you +2 special attack and +2 special defense. And in one turn, if you use Power Herb, so you can Charming Kiss and Power Herb enchantment, and then go to town with that if you want. You also have reliable recovery in the form of Wish and Moonlight, which is pretty good, you know, for earlier in the game, especially because Jinx has that good split def stat. It can be a good tank, like I said earlier. I'm kind of going in circles, so I'll try to leave the video off here. But there's a couple other nuances and other cool moves and move buffs and changes that I'm not even covering, like Z Psycho Shift giving you +1 to all your stats at level 51. You know, they get a lot of crazy moves early on. I did that on purpose because I know that, like, the stat distribution is still not, like, you know, it's still weak to common priority attacks, so that goes for any frail Pokemon in the hack. And obviously they're only frail on the physical side. In general, though, versus the AI, like, you can just use it on things that resist, you know, switch in on resisted hits and go to town with that. You know, you got the Choice Scarf Population Dance, all types of other fun things that these guys can do. So yeah, overall, super great buffs for Jinx and Smoochum. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I appreciate it listening this far into the video. Shout out to you, and peace.